My girlfriend said, if your family has an issue with me, that's on them. After she spent the whole evening rolling her eyes at my mom, I said, you're absolutely right. Then I solved their problem in a way that made her regret ever sitting at that table. What I left on her plate, my girlfriend rolled her eyes at my mom for the third time in an hour. I watched it happen from across the table, that slow, deliberate eye roll that said everything without a word. My mom was in the middle of talking about her garden. Nothing controversial, just tomatoes. And there was Jessica, looking like she was enduring some kind of punishment. I'm Ryan, 33. I've been with Jessica for 2 years. She's 29, works at some tech startup doing something with apps, makes decent money. More than me, which she likes to point out in small ways. I run a landscaping company I started 5 years ago. It's doing well. Not rich, but solid, that we've been talking about moving in together, and this dinner was part of that. My parents wanted to get to know her better. Made sense. My family's close. Mom, Dad, my younger sister Claire, who's 26, and my older brother Mike, 35, with 2 kids. We do Sunday dinners once a month. Nothing fancy, just family time. Jessica had been to a couple before. She was polite enough, but I could tell she thought they were dull. On the ride home once, she said, do they always talk about the same things? It's like Groundhog Day. I laughed it off and told her that's just how families are. But tonight was different. Tonight, she wasn't even pretending. The fourth eye roll came when my dad asked her about her job. He was genuinely curious. That's just who he is, always asking questions, trying to understand people. Jessica gave him this tone, condescending, like she was explaining something to a kid. It's very technical. You probably wouldn't get it. My dad just nodded and went back to his pot roast. My sister Claire shot me a look that said, you seeing this? Then came a moment that flipped everything. Mom brought out dessert, her homemade apple pie. It's her thing, every Sunday dinner. She was proud of this one, said she'd used apples from our neighbor's tree. Jessica looked at the pie, then at Mom, and said, I'm not really eating carbs right now. Trying to watch my figure. She patted her stomach. But thanks anyway. Mom's face fell for half a second before she recovered. Oh, that's okay, dear. More for everyone else. Jessica leaned toward me, voice just loud enough for everyone to hear. Does she always push food on people like this? It's kind of passive-aggressive. The room went still. Mike set his fork down. Claire froze. Dad cleared his throat that I looked at Jessica, really looked. And something just clicked. This wasn't nerves or awkwardness. This was who she was. She didn't respect my family. Can I talk to you for a second? I said, standing up, that we went to the kitchen. I closed the door behind us. What is your problem tonight? What do you mean? She crossed her arms. You've been rolling your eyes at my mom all night. You were rude to my dad. And that comment about the pie? Completely out of line. She shrugged. I'm just being honest. If your family doesn't like me, that's their problem. There was no apology, not even awareness. Just a shrug and dismissal. You're right, I said. She blinked. I am, yeah. If my family doesn't like you, that's their problem. And I'm going to fix it right now. I walked back into the dining room. Everyone looked up. Sorry, everyone. Jessica is not feeling well. I'm going to take her home. Jessica followed me out, confused. I feel fine. What are you doing? I grabbed my keys. We're leaving. She was quiet until we were halfway to her apartment. Then it started. That was so embarrassing. You made it seem like I did something wrong. You did, I said. You were rude to my whole family. Oh my God, I was not. You're so sensitive. They're sensitive. You rolled your eyes at my mom 4 times. You dismissed my dad. You insulted my mom's pie. Then you said if they don't like you, it's their problem. It is their problem, she snapped. I'm not going to fake being someone I'm not just to impress your family. If they can't accept me, maybe we shouldn't be together. I pulled up to her apartment, put the car in park, and looked at her. You're right again. Maybe we shouldn't. Her face shifted. Wait, what? We're done. I'm not going to be with someone who disrespects my family, especially my mom. You can think Sunday dinners are boring, but you don't get to treat them like they're beneath you. You're breaking up with me over one dinner? No. I'm breaking up with you because you just showed me who you really are, and I don't like it. She stared at me, stunned. Then her expression hardened. Fine. You know what? Your family is boring. Your mom is passive-aggressive. Your dad asks stupid questions. And you? You're a landscaper. I was settling. You should be grateful someone like me even gave you a chance. I smiled, really smiled, because she just confirmed everything. Get out of my car. Excuse me? Get out. We're done. She grabbed her purse, slammed the door, and stormed into her building. That I sat there for a second, then drove back to my parents' house. Everyone was still there, cleaning up. When I walked in, they all looked up. Is everything okay? My mom asked. It is now, I said. We broke up. My dad nodded slowly. That's probably for the best, son. I'm sorry, my mom said. I didn't mean to cause problems. We didn't cause anything, Mom, I told her. She didn't. She'd made a beautiful dinner, and Jessica had been disrespectful. That was on her, not my mom. Claire hugged me. She was awful, Ryan. I tried to give her a chance, but wow. Mike clapped me on the shoulder. You did the right thing. Family first. I stayed another hour. Had a slice of that apple pie. It was perfect. My mom looked relieved, like she'd been holding her breath all night without realizing it. When I got home, my phone was lighting up. 20 texts from Jessica. They started out apologetic and got angrier as they went on. I'm sorry. I was just nervous. Can we please talk? You're being ridiculous. Your family is boring, though. Answer me that you'll regret this. I can't believe you're choosing them over me. That I blocked her number and went to bed. The next day at work, my phone rang from an unknown number. I answered. Ryan, it's Melissa, Jessica's best friend. What do you want, Melissa? Jess is really upset. She said you dumped her for no reason. That's not what happened, I said. I ended it because she was disrespectful to my family. She said she was just being herself. She shouldn't have to pretend to enjoy boring family dinners. Then she shouldn't date someone who values family, I said flatly. We're not compatible. That's all. You're being a jerk about this. Melissa, I really don't care what you think. Tell Jessica to stop having people call me. We're done. I hung up. Over the next week, Jessica tried everything. She showed up at my job twice. The first time, I was in the middle of installing a retaining wall for a client. She pulled up, heels sinking into the mud. Ryan, we need to talk. No, we don't. I'm working. You can't just end a 2-year relationship over one mistake. It wasn't one mistake. It was a pattern. I just finally decided to see it. Ryan, please leave. You're on a client's property. She looked around, realized my crew was watching, flushed red, and left. The second time, she brought coffee, like that would fix everything. I was meeting a client, going over a patio design quote. She walked up mid-sentence. I brought you coffee. Your favorite. The client looked uncomfortable. I stood up. Jessica, you need to leave. I'm in the middle of a consultation. Just 5 minutes. Please, no. Leave. I'm calling the police for trespassing. She glared, then turned to my client. He's being completely unreasonable. I was nothing but nice to his family. After she drove off, the client looked at me. Ex-girlfriend? Yeah. He chuckled. Say no more. Been there. We finished the meeting. I got the job point 2 weeks later. Claire called. You need to check Jessica's social media. I'd blocked her everywhere, but Claire sent screenshots. Jessica had posted a long rant about how she'd been dating a man who chose his mommy over his girlfriend, and how some men never grow up enough to cut the cord. She called me immature, said I had an unhealthy attachment to my family, and that she dodged a bullet. The comments were split, half cheering her on, half calling her out. Someone wrote, didn't you roll your eyes at his mom all night and insult her cooking? That's not choosing mommy. That's basic respect. Jessica replied, she was being passive-aggressive, and I called it out. I'm not going to suck up to someone just because she's his mom. I didn't respond, didn't comment. Just let her have her public meltdown while I moved on. 3 weeks after the breakup. I was at a bar with Mike and a few friends, watching the game. We were laughing, relaxed. Then Jessica walked in with Melissa and some others. She saw me right away. I could tell she was deciding whether to come over. She did. Ryan. Hey. She tried to sound casual. Jessica. How have you been? Good. She paused, waiting for me to ask more. I didn't. I turned back to the TV. Can we talk? Maybe outside. There's nothing to talk about. I just think we left things in a bad place. I want to clear the air. I looked at her. She looked tired. The confidence was gone. She seemed smaller somehow. The air's clear, I said. You disrespected my family. I ended it. That's all. I was having a bad day. I shouldn't have acted like that. You're right, I said. You shouldn't have. But you did. And then you doubled down. And then you posted about it online. So no, I'm not interested in clearing anything up. We're done. Please leave me alone. She stood there a moment, then turned and went back to her friends. I saw them whispering and glancing over. I didn't care. Mike leaned closer. Cool, man. But fair. Yeah, I said. Fair. A month later, I heard from mutual friends that Jessica was telling people I'd been controlling, that she'd escaped before I isolated her from everyone. The story had flipped. Now, I was the villain, the guy who demanded she worship his family, the guy who couldn't handle a strong, independent woman. I didn't correct anyone, didn't defend myself. The people who mattered already knew the truth. My family knew. My real friends knew. Everyone else could believe whatever they wanted. And then something interesting happened. I was at a networking event for local businesses, just mingling and making connections. A woman walked up to me, mid-30s, professional, confident. Are you Ryan? The landscaping guy. That's me. I'm Amy. I own a property management company. I heard about your work from a client of mine. She smiled. Also heard you recently became single. I laughed. Word travels fast. Small town, she said. Also heard your ex was posting some pretty wild stuff about you online. Just wanted you to know I know her. We went to college together, and honestly, I'm not surprised. She's always been like that, thinks everyone's beneath her. Thanks for the heads up, but I'm good, I said. That relationship's over. Good, Amy said. She was always dramatic. Anyway, I actually do need some landscaping done for properties. Interested? We exchanged information. I ended up landing a contract worth about $40,000 over the year. All because I showed up to that event 2 months after the breakup. Jessica called me from a new number. I recognized her voice immediately. Before you hang up, please just listen. I hung up. She called again. I blocked her number. Then another one. Ryan, I'm sorry, Jessica said. I was wrong about everything. I was insecure and took it out on your family. I miss you. Can we please try again? No, I said, why not? People make mistakes. You apologized after 2 months of lies, after showing up at my job, after posting about me online. That's not remorse. That's regret. She said it wasn't fair. I told her it was. She'd show me who she really was. I hung up and blocked that number too. A few months later, Mom called. Jessica's mom reached out. She wanted to apologize for her daughter's behavior. Said she finally admitted what really happened and feels terrible. That's nice of her, I said. But no, there's no chance. Mom sighed. She also mentioned Jessica lost her job. Attitude problems. I didn't feel good about it, but I didn't feel bad either. Actions have consequences. A few weeks later, I ran into Jessica at the grocery store. Hi, she said. Hi. I'm sorry for everything. Okay. Is that all you're going to say? What do you want me to say? That you forgive me. Maybe we can be friends. I don't hate you, I said. But we're not friends. What you did showed your character. I don't want that in my life. Her eyes welled up. I made one mistake. No, I said. You made choices, and I'm making mine to move on. I walked away. That was 6 months ago. Life's been peaceful. Work's thriving. Amy's contract led to 3 new clients. I'm even seeing someone new, Lisa, a teacher I met at a barbecue. She's kind, grounded, and genuine. Last week, I brought her to Sunday dinner. She fit right in, laughing with my dad, helping my mom with dishes, playing with my nieces. No drama, just warmth. Mom smiled. I like her. You deserve someone who appreciates you and your family. The truth is, what ended things with Jessica wasn't just an eye roll or a pie comment. It was about respect. You don't get to disrespect the people I love and expect me to stay. Jessica says I chose my family over her, like it's an insult. But I did choose them, and I'd do it again. Because the right person doesn't make you choose. The right person becomes part of your family. Last weekend, while I was helping Dad build a new deck, Jessica drove by, slowed down, and kept going. That her? Dad asked, yeah. Good riddance. Yep. We finished the deck and had dinner on it Sunday. Lisa brought flowers for Mom. Mom cried, happy tears. That's what respect looks like. That's what family looks like. And I'm grateful Every day, I didn't settle for less.